Okay, so welcome to another episode of Online Greek New Testament Reading Club. And today we are going to be reading from Acts chapter 2, starting with verse 14. And I'm going to share my screen here so that we can all read
That would
along.
be great, yeah.
Okay, can you see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Excellent, really good. So Jill, we'll just you're welcome to like ask questions as you go, but you can just listen in while we just take turns and reading. So Hakan, actually, you're first on my list here. Would you like to read verse 14?
Of course. Let me see, yeah. Staphes de o Petros sun tois endeca eperen ten phonen auto kai. Could you like
Make it bigger?
like a bit wider, yeah, or
Yeah,
like
sure.
make it bigger. Like
Yeah, sure.
I have
Yeah.
to go crouch.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, let me do that.
No.
Okay, let me find that.
You can focus with your hand if you are in a cell phone.
I'm not in a cell phone. No, it's like.
Is that a little bit better? Is that?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm sorry, but where does it end? Like, does it only
right here. Yep, no, it ends right here.
I see.
Okay.
So I was saying, Kai.
Yeah, you're right here.
Okay. Kai apeftezato autos Andreas Judaio kai o Catholicuntes Jerusalem. Antes tuto imin gnoston esto kai enotisas te ta remata mu. Okay, yeah.
Great. Okay, so what words do you recognize?
Names,
Yep.
especially Petros, Judah,
Yes.
Andres,
and
Jerusalem.
Yes, Jerusalem. Yeah. What about what case are the names in? How about that? So we'll start here with Petros. What case is that?
Nominative.
Yep. And
but Judaio is like plural, or is it plural? Probably plural.
It is plural. Yes, it is plural.
Plural, but which case?
Yeah, this is a good question. So in this case, Peter is talking to them. So in Greek, do you know if to do this case, they're going to be telling them in the vocative case. So both of these words here, Andres, Iudei.
You say vocative, right?
Yeah, vocative. Yeah, if we're talking to the person, if we're talking to
mek in Turkish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So and actually, so this word is a noun in vocative case, plural. Men, Jewish. This is vocative, and the inhabitants. So this is also vocative. It's a participle, but it's vocative. And then Jerusalem. So Jerusalem doesn't have a vocative, or this is of, I guess, or like of Jerusalem. So, it's accusative because it takes the accusative case, I guess, with this participle here. And then finally, we actually have this last one too. It's a vocative as well. Everyone. So Jewish men and inhabitants of Jerusalem, all. Okay, great. And are there any verbs that you recognize here, or at least the parsing of any, or the conjugation of any verbs that you recognize?
Esto, it is, wait a minute, or gnoston, it is again accusative, gnoston, the third line, the end of the sentence.
Oh, yes. Okay, yes. So this here is actually the noun for known. May
No?
this be known. Like this to you be known. And here is the verb like esto is an imperative.
So it ends with N because it is not he, she, it is it. Like,
yeah, neuter.
All
Yep,
right.
neuter.
No, neuter, yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's real good. Real good. So, so basically then it would be like, so standing Peter with the 11 raised the voice of his and addressed to them men Jewish and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, everyone. This to you be known, may it be. This is kind of like the Turkish word olsun, esto. And give ear the voice my, or the word to my word. So
Voice, you say. I read a poem. It was, I couldn't find the declension of it, but it's written R-O, like Omicron, Omega, and Epsilon. No, I'm sorry, iota.
okay.
And I couldn't find any declension.
Right. Conjugation of that one, maybe? Or?
Yeah.
How do you spell it again?
I said Rho, Omicron, Omega, and iota. And
okay.
I couldn't find. Do you have any tools, like specific tools for searching up for their?
You know what? Actually, I do really like Wiktionary for looking up Greek words.
I
use it a lot.
Too.
Okay, yeah, that's the tool that I use for looking at words. I like that one. Okay,
okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's not a problem.
Okay, no problem. All right, next we'll go on here. So let me move this up a little bit. And Gibson, you're next. So would you like to read verse 15 from starting from right here and ending right here?
Okay. So 15. Ugar hos humeis hipolambanete rutos metiusin estin gar hora triti tes chimeras. That was this.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. That is it. Yep, great. Really good, Gibson. Okay, so tell me what words you recognize, or if you even are able to translate that, you can.
Yes, I can translate. It's very simple.
Okay. Yes.
So, because not as you.
Yes. So yeah, I'll not. Yeah, because as you. Mm-hmm.
It's not because or not for as you suppose or to think.
Yes.
These are drinking. These men are drinking because it's the third hour of the day.
Yes. Really good. Really good. That's really good. So let's see. I'll ask you just some questions. So what is the case of hutai right here?
Okay. So I think it is nominative because it's subject.
Yep.
Subject of the verb metiusin.
Yes.
Metiusin.
Yes, really good. And what about the case of hemiseki right here?
Kumeis. Maybe it is. I don't know if it is nominative or it is accusative plural, because maybe it's nominative also. Are you listening? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I think it is. I don't know. I think it is nominative too.
Yep.
But I'm a little in doubt.
It's plural, right?
It is. Yes. It is plural and it is nominative. Yes. Good. Good.
Plural nominative.
Yep.
Yes. I was just in doubt because of horse, but I think it is not here. It's not working. It's not governing the word. It's like just like how can I say conjunction, introducing uh, a clause or something like this, indirect speech or something like this.
Okay.
Yes.
And what's the conjugation of the next verb? Ipolamvanete.
Imbolambanete.
Mhm.
It's I think it's present indicative second no yeah it's a second person plural.
Yep, that's perfect. I believe. Yes. Yeah. Present, active, indicative, second plural. All right. Really
Yes.
good. Okay, great. So now we'll do James. Would you like to read verse 16?
Αλλά τούτο εστίν το ειρεμένον δια του προφήτου Ιωέλ.
Okay, great. And would you like to provide a translation or any comments on that verse?
And this, I don't know if one should say this has been told because it is estin, it is not en to ειρεμένον, but I'll just go ahead and say this has been said through the prophet. I don't know how to say this in English. Joel?
Yes, Joel. Yep. Yeah, in English we say that Joel. Yep. Great. So yeah, really good. What's the conjugation of the verb ireminon? Or actually
It
participle?
is a perfect participle.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, real good. Yep. And let's see. And then like the next what's the case of tu profetu?
Genitive.
Okay, yeah. Really good. Excellent. I have to find a harder verse for you next time.
This was a short one.
Yeah, that was a short one. Yep. Okay, Hakan. Actually, your turn again from number 17 here, and
it's long.
yeah. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll take that one. I guess maybe I'll have a turn, and then yeah, you can do number 18. So, okay. Kai estai intes eschatais imerais legi o theos echel apo tu pneumatos mu epi pasan sarka kai prophetevsusin emon kai thigateres emon kai neniste or neaniske emon orasis opsontat kai prosveteroi emon enepniastesonta. Okay. So all right. And it will be in the last days. Says and it will be in the last days. So this here, esta is from the verb ini, and here we have third person singular, future indicative, active, or sorry, middle, because of the ta. And there will be in the last days, says God.
God
I
is
will.
masculine, right?
Which one? Theos?
God. Theos,
yes.
Yeah.
Lei o theos. So we have nominative here for God. Lei
What
o
would
theos.
its feminine? Okay, like.
Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe James would know, like the with
Thea,
the eta. I'm not sure actually. I don't remember.
Like alpha at the end or something. I'm not sure too.
Yeah. James, do you know? Or Gibson? The feminine version of theos?
Because there's two. Because there you can say heteos, like just changing the article.
Oh, right. That's true.
But there is also I think there, but it appears I think it appears in the beginning of the Iliad. like meaning I pelea Deus Aquileo.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have ever seen the beginning of the Iliad. You know
Yeah.
the poem, old Greek poem
Yeah.
about the Trojan War.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Great.
I'm talking a lot because my English is not so good, so I'm just trying to be understood.
Yeah, of course. Mine is
Good.
not great too.
Yeah, you're doing great, Gibson. Thank you very much. So, Echel is I will pour out. So this is yeah. So third person singular and future. One thing that's interesting, it doesn't have the sigma that is normally identifiable as being a future. Um, but apo tu pneummatos mu, from my spirit. One thing I noticed that in Greek it requires this apo, but in English it doesn't. So literally this says, I will pour out from my spirit. But in English we just say, I will pour out my spirit. Epipasan sarka, over all flesh. And here we have, here we have a future, kai prophetev susin. And we have that, we know this is a future because of the sigma right here. And so it's in third person. This is, and then be based on this ending usin, we know that it's third person plural. And of active. Okay, and then and your sons and your daughters and your or your sons and your sons and your daughters will prophesy, and your young people will see visions, and your old people, your elders, will dream dreams. One thing I thought that was interesting about this one too is that the theta and eta here indicate that it's passive, and in English we wouldn't use a passive verb for this. So they dream dreams, basically is kind of what these two words are. Here's the dreams for dative, the noun, and then, or maybe, I guess, maybe in Greek, maybe like the literal translation is they will be dreaming in dreams. Would anyone like to comment on the use of the passive here? This is
I
a
think
yeah.
it will say N for like in, because they use it like, they definitely use N when they mean it in. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say in dreams, like,
Okay.
as the translation.
Yeah.
You know, I also had problem understanding this because this verb has an active form and with the same meaning, I think. So what does the dative object signify here?
Right.
It was not clear. And usually with passive verbs, you can have an agent with the dative, like dreamt by dreams, but I don't know what that really means.
That's actually a really good point, James. Yeah, that maybe like the agent is the dream. So like dreamt by dreams. Maybe that's
Dreams came over them.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. And yeah, maybe that's the difference about just the way English speaking people versus ancient Greek speaking people talked about dreams. One is we think maybe that we dream it as an active thing, but maybe in the Greek mind, dreams came over them. That's a really good observation. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I noticed like to last point, the inta at the end of it is what tells us that it's plural, third person, middle, because inta is from the is a personal ending for third person plural. So okay, Hakan, verse 18, from right here to right here.
All right. Kai ge epitus doulos mu kai epitas doulas mu entais hemarais echeinais echeo apo tu pneumatos mu kai prophetususin. Right.
Great. Okay. What about the word doulos right here?
Like
What
it
is?
uses masculine.
Yep.
And I think feminine tas doulas.
Yes. Yes, it has both. Yeah, the masculine version and the feminine. And what case is it in?
It's called tus doulos. Is it genitive? Like
Genitive.
genitive.
Uh-huh.
Genitive. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, it is accusative. It's accusative. Sorry.
Is it? No, right.
Yeah. Yeah. Genitive. Oops. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to. Genitive would have been on. For plural.
Yeah.
Oh, I just lost my spot.
Like.
Excellent. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. And yeah, so we have here the masculine of servant, or slave, and the feminine of it. What about these words right here? Tais, imeras, equinas.
Like in days. Equinas. I'm not sure about
Like
equinas.
these. So in these days.
In these days,
yes. And what's the case of these nouns right here?
Mera is like is also I think accusative plural. Am I right?
Dative, because we have the
Dative.
iota.
God damn it.
And also because dative goes with the participle in. And then so like and indeed on my male servants and on my female servants. Yeah, actually, you could try. Do you want to try? Keep going, translating how this would be.
And doulas mu in Taisimares. So
yeah.
in these days.
Yes, in these days. Yeah.
Equinas. What's equinas? I'm not sure.
Yeah, and then I will pour out a hell.
In these days, I will pour out upon from my dreams.
Well, my spirit. I will pour out my spirit.
I'm sorry. My spirit.
And then yeah, just this one last word.
Like prophet.
Yep.
Prophet, but it's verb.
Yeah, and they will prophesy.
They will prophesy. Okay.
Yeah, we have a future. We know that because of the sigma right
Susan.
here. Yeah. Okay, great. And Gibson, you're on for verse 19 there. You're on mute, Gibson.
Okay. 19. Kai dosso terata entoi uranoi ano kai semeia epites ges kato haima kai pur kai atmida kapnu.
Okay, great. Really good. And what is the case of to uranoi? To uranoi.
Okay. To uranoi. It's dative.
Yep.
It's because of the n preposition. Yes. The preposition n. It's in the sky. As in the sky. You know, it's like a place. It's like a expressing place in a position. Well, because it's like working like an adverb expression. You know, in toi uranoi. So it's interesting. When one of the words that are not very common for me, it's atmida. Atmida means something like I don't know this word in English. Vapor. Yes, vapor. Yeah, vapor. Yes, it's not very common for me. The word I know kapnu, that is smoke, but at Mida it was not common for me. And I know Haima and Pur, it's blood and fire because they have more uh, cognates in Portuguese and also in English, but I think. But Atimida is more. It's a little bit different for me. Atmis, remembers me. It makes me remember now like atmosphere, but it's different atmosphere because there is the word sphere. That's a kind of like a circle, like a round. But Atmida, it's kind of a new word for me. Um,
That's a really good observation that you made about atmosphere. I didn't even notice that before, but now that you mentioned that, yeah, I think that there is a cognate there. That's really good observation. Yeah, it looks like it only occurs 2 times in the Bible. And I actually wonder what it even means. What's the difference between atmis and the other word here for smoke, kapnos? I wonder in the Greek mind what the difference was between atmis and kapnos. I don't know.
yes, yeah. So I don't know too, but it's interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so how would you?
It's okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, you can make your question.
Okay, well, I was going to say, so how would you translate this verse then?
So now I was going to tell that terata. It's also kind of a new word for me. Terata, terata, terata. And so I would say something like I don't remember what's terata. Terata, it's like a miracle, wonder. Okay. So it's like I will give wonders, miracles in the sky above, and signs on the land uh, down or down below.
Yeah.
And signs on down on the earth, on the land below, on the earth below, blood and fire and vapor of smoke.
Yeah. Really good. Really good. Yep. Yes. And let's see. And then what's the? How do you conjugate doso? Aki, this first or the second word here in this verse. How do you conjugate that?
I think it's future first person singular.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. First future active indicative first singular. Really good. Yes. Okay. Yeah, great. Thank you. All right, James, would you like to do verse 20?
Yep. O helios metastraphesetai eis skotos kai heselene eis haima prin elthein hemeran kyriou ten megalen kai epiphane.
Great.
The sun will change to darkness and the moon to blood before the big day of the Lord will appear to come, or appears to come, I think.
Okay, so actually, so well, let's talk about here about this then.
The last sentence, I'm not sure about it.
Yeah. Let's just break it down here. So first of all, el theme. So what's how do you conjugate that verb?
It's an aorist infinitive of erchomai.
Yeah, nice. Yep. That's correct. And then emeran. Oops, sorry. Emeran.
So emeran is the subject. Emeran ten megalen. That's how I translated it. The big day.
Yeah. Yes. Good. Correct. And now, so, and then, so yeah, let's look at here. So
this I translated as a verb, but
right.
I'm not passive verb of epiphino.
Yeah, this is actually being listed here as an accusative, a noun. So like a glorious. So basically, or wondrous. So before before comes, or in the coming of the day of the Lord, great and wondrous or glorious.
Seems more reasonable.
Yeah. How do you? What's the? Let's go back up real quick, just a little bit, and so how about the first three words there? What's the case of the noun, and how do you conjugate the verb there?
So the noun is the nominative subject, singular, masculine,
Yes.
and the verb is a future active.
Okay. Yeah, and how do you know that it's future?
Because of the sigma and the
Great.
lengthened epsilon.
Good. Yeah, and but instead of active though.
Oh, it's not active. It's medium, right?
Yeah, that is that it's the medium or middle, that ending casing, but yet actually because of the eta here, I think that that changes it to a passive. So it's using the personal ending for medium or middle, and then with the eta here before the sigma, I believe this is what's indicating it as being a passive form. What do you think about that? That's what I think, but
I think it's just the middle, because future have middle and passive different forms for them. And when you put a sigma between two vowels, I think the epsilon gets lengthened. Doesn't mean it's passive. It just, that's what I know, but I may be wrong.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. This actually, it's a good one to look up. I guess later maybe I'd have to look this one up. Actually, let me just since we were talking about Wiktionary anyway, I think I'm going to look this up here real quick.
But I don't know the forms of the passive and the middle for the future. I don't remember them also, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
What's the difference?
Actually, it didn't really. Wiktionary. What tool do you guys use when you're looking up words like this? Do you use Wiktionary or like another online tool for the logos or accordance when you're looking up Greek words?
I have access to something called TLG. You know it?
No, I don't know. What is that?
It's like a website that has a big corpus of Greek texts. It's like Perseus.
Oh, okay, yes,
But I have access to it through my university.
Oh, nice. That's really good. What are you studying right now?
I just finished my bachelor in Greek.
Oh,
actually.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. So yeah, well, this is let's see, okay, well maybe I'll just go on though, but yeah, this is actually, that's a good one to look into later.
Can I say something?
Please.
No. What I wanted to say is that here at my interlinear Greek New Testament, it says passive, future indicative passive, but it's really, there is I know there is a rule that when you have like a verb like this in the future, I think it is a contract verb. You have
you have
like
a C.
You have like a vowel, a linking vowel that will lengthen like this. When you have a epsilon, will become a eta.
Yeah, actually,
that was Ryan pointed out in the beginning.
Yes, that's what I was kind of saying. But it's here at my book says passive. It doesn't says medium. But I don't know if it is considered passive. Right now, I'm seeing that in a Wiktionary it says passive.
Passive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I really like Wiktionary here. So basically, what I did, I searched for the last letters of that, and it only occurs just here in this passive indicative third person. And I think we can kind of compare. If it was just a middle, then there, yes, strepseta. But with the passive, it adds that eta in there.
Yeah.
Strefesa.
Yeah. So now it's clear.
Yeah, that was good. Good little discussion there. Okay, and I noticed that in some texts that I read, this eta right here is not included. Like in some manuscripts, I've been looking at some of the, I've been looking at some different manuscripts. I don't know. It's just an observation that I made. Maybe it doesn't really change the meaning of the.
Yeah, it feels kind of unnecessary.
Right. Yeah, and so I think like some manuscripts have dropped that. Okay. Well, really good. That was some good discussion there around that one. I'll go on here to verse. Oh wait, actually, did you finish, James? Actually,
I think so.
let's see. Did we? Okay, yeah, because we talked about the last part of it first, and then we went back and talked about the first part. So, okay, good. All right, good. Well, okay, verse 21 then. Kai estai pas os ean epikalesata to onoma kiriou sothesata. So okay, and okay, then we have the verb imi in the using the third person singular middle future indicative. We third person singular middle because of the ta, and then the sigma for the future. Pas os on all or errors. Sorry. There will be everyone who, the relative pronoun, if they call on the name of the Lord. So epikaleseta, and here we have the ending for third person singular, and it is in the middle. It's the middle ending, and I believe we have this is future and subjunctive, but I don't remember for sure. Let's see here. Oh no, aorist. Because aeon. Yeah, so it's with the aeon, it's going into the aorist tense. Then it is subjunctive, which we know through the eta. So if they call on the name of the Lord, sothesata. So the personal ending, third person singular, middle, and then we know. So I like to work backwards, kind of my verbs. And then we have like the future, se, and passive with the theta and eta. So making it the future passive indicative third person singular. So thesata. So kai estai pas os ean epikalesata to onoma kirio so thesata. And everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. Okay, great. Now, verse 22. So, Hakan, you want to read verse 22?
All right. Andres Israelitai, accusate tus logos tutus, Isun ton Nazoraio, Andra, menon, apotu theo, humas dynamesi kai terasi kai simeois ois epoisen, the auto o theos en meso imon. Kathos autoi odate. Okay, it has
Yep. Yeah, that was a long one. Do you remember back? Actually, this is kind of funny. Just by coincidence, in the very first verse that you read at the beginning, there was a case for the nouns that we were talking about, and here we actually have that very same case again, right here in these first two words. Do you remember actually what that case was that we were talking about?
Like we were talking about.
Like when you're talking to someone directly. In Greek, they have a different case when you're talking just to that person directly. Just the
Vocative?
Yeah, vocative. Good.
Yeah.
Yes, that's really good. Yeah, so it's like the same case that you're looking at before. Last time in your earlier verse, you had like Andres, you that, or something like that. Whereas like Jewish men. And here we have another vocative.
Israelites.
Yes, Israelites. Israelite men.
I know. Yes.
Yeah, Andres is.
Listen.
Yes, good. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, go ahead. No, you're doing great.
Listen the word tutus of like tutu. These were.
Yes.
Listen these words. Jesus of I would say Nazareth, but
yes, that's correct.
Nazorion. Oh, I wouldn't like. Is there omega? Like it sounds a bit like different. Like
Nazorion. Yeah. So this is
I would guess Naze or Nazarion, but Nazorion.
Yes.
Andra. So again, man, but in
Amen. So now it's talking about Jesus, like amen.
Okay. The man. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that one is a participle. We know that because it has the word men right here, or meno. So that indicates it's a participle. Approved or accredited, I guess. Accredited. Apotutheu.
Upon.
Like
from.
Or like proclaimed, kind of too, is maybe another word you could call it. Proclaimed by, or accredited, or tested by.
Genitive theos.
Yep. By God. And then this actually is part of like the same thing, like approved or accredited by God. And then do you know what just these two words are?
Toward us.
Yeah.
Us,
to you. Like proved by God to you.
To you.
Proved by God to you. And then this is kind of a tricky
us. Umon, was it? Us.
Yes. Well, if it's like in the nominative, emis. And then, but in the here where it takes the accusative though, so imas, and then genitive is of the down here, imon. Yep. So this is here in the dative case. These next nouns are all in the dative. This one, dynamisi, terasi, semies, and do you see like which ones are singular and which ones are plural? Actually, maybe they're all plural here. Yeah. And so yeah, we have three dative in mighty works, in signs or wonders. I guess that was the word Gibson was talking about. This word, I think earlier. It's the same word. Betsy. And signs, and in signs, which he did.
He did, or like okay.
Yeah.
It's also in epigraphy, like epigraphical text. It says epoiesin, or like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Did.
What about these last few words?
Among us. So the our like himself God among us, like.
But not us, because it's an ipsilon.
Among you.
Yep. Good. Yeah. That he did like through him. That God did through him in our midst. In your midst. I said this. I just did the same thing. In your midst, or among you. Okay. Let me. And then like this one is like as yourselves know.
Kathos Kathos.
Yeah, it's like kathos, kind of like as, like.
Never heard of it.
Okay, Gibson, do you want to take verse 23?
23. Okay. Tuton te horis mene bulei kai prognose tuteu. Ekdoton diakeiros anomon prospexantes anelate. That's it.
Yeah, great. Thank you. And yeah, go ahead and provide a translation for that.
So that here we have a lot of words that I don't know from head, and my wife is trying to clean the house, and I'm going back to my place to get a book.
Yep.
So, but I see that there is
yeah, there are some words in here that are not common. Yes, there are a lot of words in here that are not common.
I see this. This and how can I say this? It's not so simple. It's some so it's like there's accusative this tuton. So boule, it's a plan. So it's so by a determined plan. So in this by a determined plan, and how can I say these pre-science? How can I say it? When we know before plan and
foreknowledge. I was trying to think of that word too. I couldn't remember. Foreknowledge. Yes.
Foreknowledge. And so it in this by a determined plan and foreknowledge of God, and was delivered, was given for the hand or by the hand of by lawless.
Yes.
By lawless men, and preaching. It was crucifying. How can I say this?
Crucified. Yeah.
Crucifying and crucifying. You killed. Yeah, it's like this. It's very complicated sentence.
Yes, it is a very hard word or sentence. And in fact, actually, there is something strange that's going on here. I actually want to. Back in verse 22, Peter says, "Israelite men, listen to these words, Jesus of Nazareth." And then basically, he goes on. Then, so this is in the accusative case here. So he says, "Listen to these words, Jesus of Nazareth." And this is interesting because the reason why I mention that is because it kind of happens. I believe that this two-tone that you read here is referring back to, because it's in the same case, it's in the same accusative, it's referring back to Jesus. And then what James will read here next in verse 24, it also is own. So I think this is a very complex, verses here. And I believe that, so he says kind of like, he says, so if I go back up here again, it says, so men, Israelite men, listen to these words, Jesus of Nazareth, and that's in the accusative case here. And then we have two-tone in the accusative case again. And then we have on, which is a relative pronoun in the accusative case again. And I believe that all of these are basically kind of like, he's making like some statement, like listen to these words, Jesus of Nazareth, and then he gives two other examples. So like him, kind of in the definite plan, and then him, which God, but James will read that here soon. But
and it's also in the accusative, because I don't know what they call it in English, but we call it oratio oblique.
Yeah,
and that's why it's in the accusative. So you should have an infinitive also, but it's not expressively stated.
Yeah,
like touton einai ekdoton. This one is given up, and that's why it's in the accusative.
Okay.
His whole statement will be in the accusative.
Right, are you talking about like the verse 23 here? The whole statement would be in the accusative?
Yeah, because he say, listen to my words, and then he's saying the words.
Yes.
And all that he is saying will be a sentence that is structured with the
Right.
accusative and infinitive.
Yes. Yeah, great. So, all right. So yeah, see. So Gibson. So what these three words right here? What case are they in?
Which one?
Te oris mene vule.
Theorismene boule. Theorismene boule. They are in the dative.
Parliament.
Yep. Yeah, dative. Yep, because it has the ignore the subscript.
Is it Parliament or Senate? Boule.
No, actually, it has to do with the Greek. It comes from the Greek word "vilome," like I want, or right. Actually, Gibson, maybe you can talk about that. This is probably one of the. Would you like to talk about what this word means?
Boule. Boule means like a plan or a will. And it can mean something that you planned or something that was decided, like a decision made by a group. And it also means the group, like a group of men who think or who decide things. Like I don't know the word in English, like a council. I don't know say.
Parliament, Senate.
Yeah, parliament. Yes. So it's talking about the plan that was planned by God. So it's
Great.
tuteu. So for this purpose, this was done by purpose by God. This horismene, it was determined. This plan was determined, and it was for knowledge. With the foreknowledge of God, Jesus was given and was killed by the hand of people who were doing something against the law, and he was crucified. They crucified him, and they killed him. I'm trying to do the meaning of the sentence, but it's a very indirect how it's said.
Yeah, I think that it's a little difficult because it kind of switches from like a third person to like a second person, like delivered through the hands of the lawless, which is kind of like a third person kind of thing, the hands of the lawless, but then it switches back to second person, you killed him.
Yes.
Because this is and then I think in English we would normally kind of maybe require like an and here, a conjunction, but it's kind of like crucified, you nailed him, I guess, nailed him, you killed him, or nailing him, you killed him, or something.
Yes, you know, in Portuguese we say like it starts with being this one delivered by a plan determined and foreknowledge by God. You killed him, crucifying him by hands of unlawless men. So something like this.
Right.
In Portuguese, it's in this word. I'm trying to translate from Portuguese to English what I'm reading.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
That's like this.
Doing a great job, Gibson. Thank you. Okay, James, verse 24. This will be our last one.
Hon ho theos anestesen lysas tas odinas tu thanatu, kathoti uk en dynaton krateistai auton hyp autu.
Great.
Which, referring to this one, which God raised, releasing the pains of death, I think.
Yes.
According or because it was not possible that he be ruled by it, by death.
Excellent. Yes, great. And so what's that fourth word, anestesin? How would you conjugate that verb?
So it's a third person aorist
Yep.
singular active.
Yes, we know that it aorist and because it uses the secondary endings. Yes, and it also has the augmentation.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, singular active. Yeah, good. And then what about lisas?
Lysas, it's also aorist, but it is a participle,
Mm-hmm.
masculine nominative singular.
Okay, good. Yeah. And then the let's see what's the case of the next noun, tas or vinas?
It's feminine plural accusative, right?
Yes. Yeah. Great. Yeah, because from the participle lisas. Good. And okay. Tu thanatu is in which case?
Genitive.
Yep. And okay, uk in dinaton kratista. Okay, so let's talk about kratista. What's that? How do you conjugate that one?
This is just a present, right? Present medium passive infinitive, I think.
Yes, I also think that it is the present infinitive, and yes, it's a. And did you say passive?
Medium passive. It's the same
Okay,
form,
right.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So because not being able, or not being able to keep him or contain him.
But I wonder, what is the subject of N? Is it unpersonal or is it something else?
Yeah, the subject of this one here.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Let me think about this here.
Because everything is in the accusative.
Yeah, I think that maybe that as you said, like what'd you say? What'd you say? Like a non-personal subject or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is not possible.
Because it wasn't possible to contain him. And then how would you translate auf ton ip auf tu?
So auton is the subject of the infinitive, that he be contained,
Yep.
hip auto by it.
So who are these auf ton and auf tu?
So auton is hon, tuton,
Yeah.
Jesus,
Yeah, Jesus.
and hip auto is the thanatu,
Yes.
death.
Death. Yeah. Excellent.
Mm.
Excellent. Well, guys, thank you very much. We're at the top of our hour. So, how did you guys enjoy like the process? We're just taking turns and reading through the passages like this.
Yeah, this was fun, and it was also really helpful. So I enjoyed it.
Good. Well, thank you, James. I really hope I had to see you again here.
Yeah.
We'll continue our international Greek Bible study group.
So
Jill,
you do this every week or every other
2
week?
weeks? Yeah, every other week. Every
Okay.
other week. So the next one will be 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
Yeah. Jill, just to give you a chance to say something since you didn't get to talk earlier, like how did you enjoy it?
Well, I loved it, but I'm just learning the alphabet.
Right.
I mean, that's how brand new I am. So
Okay.
yeah,
Good.
so I'll try, but just so you all know, I'm literally just learning the alphabet.
Oh.
Yeah,
So,
and you don't have to. Just listening in was just fine. So that was actually we have like a wide range of talents here. So
yeah, that was
it's all really
so
good.
fun.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys very much. We will see you in 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye.